So about 17 years ago, I just got out of a relationship, and I was walking on a beach, contemplating. I was doing a fast on God realization, self-realization, and the third one that we sometimes forget is spiritual liberation in this lifetime. And I felt like I was spiritually liberated from this relationship, because it starts from the top and goes all the way down. So I was walking on this beach, and it was filled with people. It was during it was a West Indian festival, and I happened to meet Shelley. Now, our relationship to that point, I knew her peripherally. She was on the youth council. I had just not too long ago, a few years ago, joined Eckankar.
We knew each other through the Eck youth, but sort of never registered on each other's emotional Richter scale.
No, I won't say that. This has been edited a lot, so.
By both of us.
Yes. So I'm walking the beach, and I'm like, hey, and I hug her, which is typically I wouldn't do. So we hugged, and the beach is filled with people, and they all disappeared. Everybody disappeared, and it was just Shelley and I on the beach talking about Eckankar and God, and then we hugged again, and then the beach reappeared with people. So I started walking away, and I don't know if this happened. The thing is, when you're in the soul state, you're beyond time and space, and I don't know when it happened, if it was on the beach or 2 weeks after, but I saw between Shelley and I was the inner master, and I was in his right hand, she was in his left, and he took a step back, and he joined our hands. And trust. Just gotten out of a relationship, it's like, really? This quickly?
Now, I got the whispering as well. I was on a bus. I seem to do well on buses. And I heard the inner master tell me, this is your spiritual partner. Just stay open. And I thought, well, I can do that. I can stay open. But the thing was that another person from my past had just come back into my life, and I had always thought that we would be together. It was one of those great relationships you may recognize, the ones full of karmic connections and drama and trauma, a little bit of poetry and more drama. And so, I had that on one hand, and then I had Elle, who was spiritual and clean and on the same path, so it was a hard choice. And it was. And so I had to ask. I had made some poor relationship choices, and I wanted to be really sure, so I asked the inner master to work with me. And I knew in that moment that I was loved by God, and that an answer would come, that I was worthy of an answer. So again, I was on a bus. I was at the back of a public transit bus, and I said, I need a really clear sign, no shades of gray, something that I can't misinterpret. Which way do I go? Which is for my best spiritual good? And then I looked outside, waiting for something that said, take the L train for Eldridge, or discount flights to the city where this other person lived. I didn't see anything, but I thought, that's okay, I know the answer is coming. I know I am loved by God. So I just relaxed and started looking around the bus, and I looked at the back, and I looked up to the front of the bus, and there was Elle. Sitting in the seat, reading a book, and I thought, well, that's a pretty clear answer. So I walked over and didn't look back, and we got married in the temple, actually, 16 years tomorrow. Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
We're pretty proud of ourselves for remembering our anniversary.
We never, it's like 4 days pass, and it's like, did we just miss our anniversary?
It's okay if, both of you forget. Just don't one of you forget.
No, it's okay if she forgets, but if I forget.
So fast forward 12 years, a house, and 2 children later.
I had a dream. I had a dream, and in this dream, Shelley tells me, Elle, I'm done. And she takes off her wedding rings. Now, I don't wear a wedding ring, so I said, okay, I'm done too. Now, the reason why she said I'm done first, because she's been Eckankar longer, so she's worked off her karma a lot faster. So that's why she said it first. So I woke up out of the dream, and things were going well. We were like, really, things were going well. And I thought, what's going on? And
I woke up, I could feel things were a little off. I thought I'd just give him some space, so I went into the washroom.
and the master told me not to say anything.
I came back in quickly. I said, Elle, where are my rings?
So her
They
rings
off.
were off her
I couldn't
hand.
find them. I did not know where they were. I don't take my rings off to do dishes, to take showers. I don't take them off, but they were gone.
And the master told me, okay, tell her. So I said, Shelley, I had a dream. You took your rings off. You said you're done. And I said, okay, I'm done too. And I was really cool about it. I said,
I was not so cool about it.
no, I was cool about it. No,
Well, I said, I'll go out on a limb here and say I'm not
But
done.
when I woke up, I was not cool about it. If that makes sense.
So we started contemplating on this. What did this mean? We were at our 12-year mark. What did this mean?
So in Eckankar, there are 12-year cycles. So I was kind of torn, and I was trying to find answers. So a week passed, I called my sister, and she's also in Eckankar, and I told her the story. I said, Maxine, and she said, Elle, don't you remember the couple that we met who introduced us to Eckankar? The wife was standing in the living room with her arms down beside her, and her wedding band fell off, and it broke into pieces. And she realized that her marital karma was completed.
And she could go on just for love.
And I started crying, and I was like, oh.
It's because you're a crybaby. And this is what we chose to do as well, to go on just for love. And my lovely husband decided that I should have a new ring to represent this. And so, what girl doesn't love a little bling? I said, okay. Now, the last ring was lovely. It had a sapphire to represent the Mahanta and 2 diamonds to represent us as soul. I didn't really need a new one, but I thought, well, this one will be about me. And then the Mahanta gave me an insight that has shaped our relationship together and out in the world. And it changed everything. I was in contemplation, and he said, to the extent that your relationship is about you, it will be ordinary. To the extent that it is about seeing and loving and serving the light of God in each other and all of life, it will be extraordinary. And it has been. Thank you.